Good morning, students. Today we will start chapter from our geography textbook, and the chapter is human resources. Students, in first chapter of geography textbook, we studied about resources. What are resources? Can anyone tell me about something resources? What are resources? Anything that can be used to satisfy a need is a resource. This is the simple definition of resources. In this chapter, we also studied about human resources. What is the definition of human resources? People can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill, and the technology to do so. That is why human beings are a special resources. In this chapter, we will study or we will read human resources in detail. Let's start. People are a nation's greatest resource. Nature's bounty becomes significant only when people find it useful. It is people with their demands and abilities that turn them into resources. Human resources is the ultimate resource. Healthy, educated, and motivated people. All the qualities are in human beings and they develop resources as per their requirements. They may use resources as per their requirements. Human resources, like other resources, are not equally distributed over the world. They differ in their educational levels, age, and sex. Their numbers and characteristics also keep changing. Students, our government of India has a Ministry of Human Resource of Development. This ministry was created in 1985 with an aim to improve people's skill, and this just shows how important people are as a resource for the country. Importance of the human resources. Government of India has also initiated a scheme which is known as PKVY, Pradhan Mantri Koshal Vikas Yojana, started in 2015, and its main aim to train 1 crore Indian youth from 2016 to 2020 during the 5 years. The objective of this scheme is to encourage aptitude towards employable skills by giving quality training to probable and existing wage earners. पीपल्स की इनकम को इंक्रीज करना, उनको वर्किंग प्रोफेशन देना, ऑक्यूपेशन देना इस स्कीम का मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव है. डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ पॉपुलेशन. The world's population or our India's population increasing rapidly. The way in which people are spread across the earth's surface is known as the pattern of population distribution. More than 90% of the world's population lives in about 30% of the land surface. The distribution of population in the world is extremely uneven. In this picture, we may see number of persons lived in a company, lived in a country. जो लोग इकट्ठे रह रहे हैं एंड किसी भी एक सिंगल कंट्री के अंदर वहां पर रह रहे हैं जो येलो कलर रिप्रेजेंट्स द पर्सन who lives in Asia. These this color, orange color, presents the person lives in Europe. Purple color lives in Africa. Blue color presents Central and South America. And red color presents the person who lives in Northern America. And the last green color represents the persons who live in Oceania, Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands. With the observation of this picture, we may confirm the distribution of population is differ in every country. The population is also differ. Some areas are crowded and some are sparsely populated. The crowded areas are South and Southeast Asia, Europe and Eastern North America. Very few people live in high latitude areas, tropical deserts, high mountains, and areas of equatorial forest. Many more people live north of the equator than south of the equator. Almost three quarters of the world's people live in two continents, Asia and Africa. 60% of the world's people stay in just 10 countries, and all of them have more than 100 million people. This graph represents number of population, number of peoples in millions in India, in China, USA, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Russia, and Japan. Density of population. Population density is the number of people living in a unit area of the Earth's surface. It is normally expressed as per square kilometer. 1 किलोमीटर के राउंड सर्कल एरियाज के अंदर कितने पीपल्स वहां पर रहते हैं. द एवरेज डेंसिटी ऑफ पॉपुलेशन इन द होल वर्ल्ड is 51 person per square kilometer. South Central Asia has the highest density of population, followed by East and Southeast Asia. Students, here is a simple example of density. When all the 30 students are present, our classroom seems very crowded. In your classroom, if we have 30 or 40 students and all are present, and the classroom seems very crowded. But when the same class is seated in the school assembly hall, it seems so open and empty. Because the size or area of the hall is much larger than that of the classroom. When all the students of the school come into the hall too starts looking crowded. Factors affecting Distribution of population. First is geographical factors, topography. India has variety in landforms. People always prefer to live on plains rather than mountains and plateaus because these areas are suitable for farming, manufacturing, and service activities. The Ganga plains are the most densely populated areas of the world, while mountains like Andes, Alps, and Himalayas are sparsely populated. तो एंडीज का जो एरिया है, एल्प्स, हिमालयाज जो हैं, ये क्या है? यहाँ पर पॉपुलेशन जो है काफ़ी ज़्यादा डिफर होती है प्लेन एरिया से। प्लेन एरिया में पॉपुलेशन ज़्यादा है एंड यहाँ पर पॉपुलेशन कैसी होती है? उससे थोड़ा सा वीक। सेकेंड फैक्टर इज क्लाइमेट। People usually avoid extreme climates that are very hot or very cold, like Sahara Desert, polar regions of Russia, Canada, and Antarctica. Third factor is soil. Fertile soils provide suitable land for agriculture. जहाँ की लैंड फर्टाइल होगी, सॉइल फर्टाइल होगी, फर्टिलिटी होगी, तो वहाँ पर क्या होगा? एग्रीकल्चर ज़्यादा डेवलप्ड होगा। फर्टाइल प्लेन्स सच एज गंगा एंड ब्रह्मपुत्र इन इंडिया एंड हुआंगही, चांगजिंग इन चाइना एंड द नील इन इजिप्ट आर डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड। नाइल एरिया जो है, नील नदी का जो एरिया है, नील रिवर का जो एरिया है, तो वो एरियाज जो हैं काफ़ी ज़्यादा पॉपुलेटेड है। नेक्स्ट फैक्टर इज वाटर। पीपल प्रेफर टू लिव इन द एरियाज वेयर फ्रेश वाटर इज इजीली अवेलेबल। द रिवर वैलीज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड आर डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड while deserts have spare population. डेजर्टेड एरियाज के अंदर क्या होती है? पॉपुलेशन कम होती है एंड जहाँ पानी, वाटर की फ्रीक्वेंसी ज़्यादा होगी, वाटर की क्वांटिटी आपको ज़्यादा मिल रही है, तो वहाँ पर आपको पॉपुलेशन ज़्यादा दिखेगी। मिनरल्स। एरियाज विद मिनरल डिपॉजिट्स आर मोर पॉपुलेटेड। Diamond mines of South Africa and discovery of oil in the Middle East lead to setting of people in these areas. तो जिन प्लेसेस में मिनरल्स मिल रहे हैं हमें, वहाँ पर पॉपुलेशन जो है वैरायटी में दिखेगी। Social, cultural, and economic factors. Social. Areas of better housing, एजुकेशन एंड हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज़। तो जिन एरियाज़ के अंदर अच्छी हाउसिंग कंडीशंस हैं, एनवायरनमेंट पीसफुल है, एजुकेशन की चांसेस अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ ज़्यादा हैं, जहाँ पर हेल्थ फैसिलिटीज़ ज़्यादा हैं, तो वो एरियाज़ जो हैं काफ़ी पॉपुलेटेड होते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल पुणे। नेक्स्ट इज कल्चरल। प्लेसेस विद रिलीजन और कल्चरल सिग्निफिकेंस अट्रैक्ट पीपल। काफ़ी सारे ऐसे प्लेसेस हैं जहाँ की रिलीजन और कल्चरल सिग्निफिकेंस जो है लोगों को अट्रैक्ट करती है, पीपल्स को अट्रैक्ट करती है, लाइक वाराणसी, जेरूसलम एंड वेटिकन सिटी आर some example of it. And last is economic. Industrial areas provide employment opportunities. तो जितने भी इंडस्ट्रियल एरियाज जो हैं वहाँ पे क्या मिलती हैं हमें? एम्प्लॉयमेंट की अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिलती हैं। लार्ज नंबर ऑफ पीपल आर अट्रैक्ट टू दीज एरियाज। ओसाका इन जापान एंड मुंबई in India are too densely populated areas. Okay, students, read these topics attentively. The rest of the part of this chapter we will discuss in our next lecture. Thank you.